Welcome back guys, hope everyone's doing well. So today our main focus will be putting all the panels back onto the car. As you saw in the last video, we have put the first panel on, which was a boot floor panel. So we're going to carry on building up the rear quarter of the GTR. Hopefully it can look like a GTR again. It is going to take a lot of time to do, it won't be a quick job because we want to make sure everything's lining up perfectly. So before you weld it, you want to make sure everything is as good as it can be. So yeah guys, before we start working on the car, I just want to say we have sold the RS6. And if you guys do want a cost breakdown of what it costs to purchase the RS6 and all the parts as well, comment down below that you want to see that video and give this video a thumbs up as well. And if you're not subscribed to us, be sure to subscribe. The button's down below, you know where it is. And if you do hit that button, hit the bell icon as well. That way you'll be notified every time we upload a video. So yeah guys, let's get cracking with it.
So I'm going to carry on working on this panel. The only thing left now is to basically linish down all them spot welds. I won't be able to get my linish inside here, so what I'm going to do is actually get the dyno file on there and get it all nice and smooth. Once that's done, we can actually start working on that inner arch. So yeah, let's just finish this off first. So the spots have been all linished off, you see right there. Just this one's left. I'm going to leave that for later when I get the dyno file out. So yeah, we start working on that inner wheel arch. We need to start prepping it so you can actually get that on and start welding it, measuring it as well at the same time. So yeah, all that polyurethane needs cleaning off, all around here, all the way down to there, all that needs cleaning. And obviously all the way around on this top shock absorber bracket, or mount if you want to call it, that all needs cleaning. On the inside as well, we need to clean that all off. Even though we're not welding on the inside, it's got that seal on it. So what happens is when you're welding on the other side, this will heat up and will get caught on fire. So what we're going to do is give that a good clean. So all that seal's been all cleared away and we've got a flat, clean flat surface to work with now. You see right here where it's been all linished off. So that's clean all the way around. All that seam sealer that was along here has been all cleared off with the wire brush. So yeah, that's all clean. So we need to start prepping the actual panel for it to go on. You can see all the seal around there and on the back as well. All that needs to be all cleaned off. So what I'm going to do now is start giving that a good clean. Once that's all clean, we start test fitting our panel. So our inner arch is prepped, it's all cleaned up, all that seam seal is out, and we're down to the bare metal where we need it. So we're just going to test fit it now. So we test fitted this inner arch. I just wanted to make sure if it's nice and smooth, which it does. So the next stage is to get that back off, because what we need to start doing is prepping it. We need to start actually spraying the X2 primer. This primer right here, which I used on the previous video. It's a really good primer. It'll protect that bare metal underneath, and once you give it obviously a coat, it protect it from corrosion, and you can weld through it as well. So that's what we need. So this needs to come back off. The inner arch needs to come back off. We need to give all that bare metal a good edge primer all the way through. Then we need to put that piece back on. I've got lines on the previous video I was recording. I don't know why the speaker wasn't working. So anyways, I'm explaining with that laser measurement. I got the line here. Well, the dots here. This is my guide for when I put the laser back on. I know how high and low this inner arch should actually sit. So that's the alignment for the arch. And also the drop measurements, that's obviously for the arch, and the drop measurements to make sure the shock ain't moved. I've got that as well, so we're going to do that to make sure it's not gone up or down. So yeah, once that's done, we can start getting the arch back on and start welding it back up. And also we need to do the measurements for the shock as well to make sure it's not moved out of place. So we've got everything on our diagram right here. So we'll get all the measurements, do loads of measurements, make sure everything's all crisp, then we start welding that inner arch up. So we'll get started on that. What we'll do is we'll get that off first, give it a coating with edge primer all the way around, then get it back on. So you're giving that inner arch 2 coats of weld through primer. I'm also giving this GTR 2 coats of primer where we're going to be actually welding it. So the next stage is to actually start getting it on. What we done was, whilst we had it off, we panel beated it, because this part right here was kind of rippled, so it's nice and straight now. So when we fit it, we'll get nice clean welds and it'll be nice and flat as well. So we start getting that panel on now. So the little bracket that bolts onto that inner arch has been all put in place, and this aluminium piece, the backing for the seat you could call it, has been put in place as well, because that needs to align with that lower bracket as well. So I've bolted it all down, so that's nice and secure, so you know the arch lines up nice with the bracket. So the next stage is to get the laser tool and start aligning that arch up as well. So yeah, we'll do that now, and also we'll check our drop measurements from the top of the shock down to the bottom and make sure that's in place, then we can start welding it. So we got everything all in spec using our diagram, so the arch is nice and secure with all the clamps on it. So what we're going to start doing now is actually start giving it a few spots in different areas, getting it nice and secure. As well as that, we will be measuring up in between, making sure everything's all in spec. So yeah, we'll start off with doing this side first. So yeah, we'll get cracking on that now. So the inner arch's been all welded except for the other side. I'll show you right now. You can see right there. That's all nice and secure. We've done loads of measurements off camera to make sure them shock points are right with the other side and they match up to our diagram. So yeah, that's all nice. So all we got to do now is weld up all that section right there. Once that's done, that arch will be complete. So yeah, once it's done, what we'll have to do is grind all the linear shaft, all the welds as well, because the next piece is going to sit on top of it. So there we have it. That inner arch is all complete. The welds have been all linched down on the inside and out. So yeah, so the next piece is actually ready to go on, which is this top piece right here. I'll show you that in a minute. The arch is in properly. You can see right here, there's no gaps or anything. So that is nice and sturdy. So yeah, the next step is to get this top piece in right here. So what we're going to start doing is prepping this to actually go on. That same thing that we did the arches, getting all that paint off and getting them spot welds nice and clean. We did have this piece that sits on this side welded on. It was welded on there, so we need to finish that off, so when we do come to put this piece on, it's nice and flat to weld on. So yeah, we'll start prepping that. All that needs a good clean, so we need to get the paint off that so you get nice secure welds. So we'll start prepping that now and start test fitting it. So this top shock piece is ready. We primed it from underneath, so we can let that dry for a bit. All the inside's been primed up, so that's all ready to go. Just going to give you another coat once that dries. So it's got a nice thick coat of primer on it. Then we start getting that piece in and start welding it up. Obviously before welding we will have to measure it, because that piece needs to go into the hooks right here, which is on this piece right here. So we need to line that up before we start welding it. I'll prep the other piece as well. So once we weld that, we start getting this piece on as well. So that's ready. So we can let that dry for a bit now. Then we start fitting it up, measuring it, then start welding it all up. So we got that top shock piece in now. It's all been measured up, and also we've got this aluminium back piece in, and it lines up good as well. It actually lines up with the original little rings for the bolts when you take them out. It's not focusing, but yeah. Anyway, that lines up nice. So we fitted it all up, so it's nice and secure. So when we're welding, it don't move. I put the bolts on the inside as well to secure it down, so you don't want it moving whilst welding. So yeah, that's all in a line, so we'll start welding it all up now. So the top piece of the shock has all been aligned and welded in. We've taken loads of measurements off camera just to align it and make sure it's right, prepping it and all that, measuring it and all sorts. So that piece is nice and secure and it's all been aligned up. We aligned it with that back aluminium piece right there. So yeah, so the next step would be to actually get this piece right in. Start welding this up because this sits like this. And it has a seam weld running along at the top. So yeah, that needs spotting in, then we could seam that all up. You see right here, everything's been done properly, so it's all touching the next panel. There's no gaps or anything, so that's nice and secure. There is a bit of a pigeon dropping, if you want to call it, right here. I had to change the settings on the welder because it was slightly out. That's why we're getting these droppings, if you want to call it that. So yeah, anyway, I've changed it. Them welds are secure anyway. I've changed it and now we're getting nice flat welds. So when it comes to linishing them off, they'll be nice and flat and you won't spend too much time linishing them. So that is secure anyway. So yeah, all that other side is done as well. Take you around to the other side. You see right there. So nice and secure that is, even on the top. So you start getting that bottom piece welded in now. Before we start welding it, I forgot to mention that piece needs to align up with the bracket on the back. This bracket that was sitting along here for that back piece there, same again, that needs to align up because that needs to bolt on, I think, onto here. So we'll put that on, bolt it on, align it, make sure everything's right, then start spotting it. So you see right here, we welded up that inner panel. You see right there, it's nice and secure. All we need to do now is start linishing all them welds down, get them nice and smooth, because the next panel will sit around here, this piece right here. So we need to get all them welds nice and smooth. So when we start welding, we get a nice smooth finish. So yeah, we'll just finish off that inside by getting it linished down. So everything's been all linished down, the welds are all nice and flat, so that's all sorted. On the inside as well, you see on this side I've left it because you can't really get the linisher in there, so what I'm going to do is get the dyno file on it, but at the moment we're going to leave that as it is. We're going to just start prepping that little piece. that sits along here, which is right here. So we're gonna basically just get all them these little spots all cleaned up. So when we start welding, it's nice and clean. So we'll just carry on with that and give it a coat with the primer as well. We are pretty much done for the inside. Everything's been welded up. There's a few panels are left, but we can't actually put them on because the back section needs to go on first. Then that piece that goes along here, and that goes on top after. So we are pretty much done for the inside. The only thing actually left is to linish down these welds around here. The welds on the inside, they're going to stay there because there's another piece that goes on top of it. So yeah, we're just going to linish that all down, then move on to the next panel. This piece right here was bent, we straightened it all out, so that's nice and straight. So we're just testing this panel right here, because there will be an issue, because the arch goes on first and there's not much of a gap to get this piece right in, because you have to weld that arch because it comes right around here, so that needs welding in. So I'm thinking, so I'll just test fitting it to make sure we're not going to have any difficulties getting it in. But if you do have problems getting in, what we'll have to do is make two slices right here and here, just to get that piece right in. You will be open getting it in, but when it comes to that, I'll explain a bit more. So what we're going to start doing now is prepping that inner arch, getting all this dirt all off here, getting nice and clean, and the arch as well, cleaning that all up and start getting it on. primed up and all. So the inside's all been ready as well, it's been all primed up. You see right there. Along here, I've primed it up. Seam seal is going to go along here and along the top as well. So you can leave that till after when everything's been done. Because there's loads of seam seal that needs to go everywhere, like along here, all the way down, outside. You see right here. So all that needs to be sealed up. So yeah, we'll start putting that off now. Me and the panel beater spent many hours getting the alignment right and welding all the pieces at the inside, so that's all nice and secure. We're working on the outside now. The arch is been clamped on, it's in line and in spec, so when I come in tomorrow I could start welding that all back up. So yeah, even my gloves actually tell me to call it a day now, so I'm going to wrap things up right there.
Yeah guys, he's doing a smashing job right here. He has spent many hours just getting the panels right. So yeah, he's done a good job. So hopefully tomorrow we're just going to pick up where we left off. I have started ordering parts for the car. We have purchased the door, the complete leg. I'm still looking for the rear bumper guys, but eventually I will find one. So yeah, I'm just waiting for the parts to get here. So hopefully in the next video I can show you guys the parts that we have purchased. So yeah, we're going to wrap things up there, but before we go, I just want to say we have sold the RS6, and if you guys want a price reveal of what we paid for the RS6 and what we paid for the parts, I can do that for you guys. So if you do want to see that, comment down below that you want to see it, and like this video as well. And if you guys don't follow us on Instagram, be sure to follow us. It's at Performance Rebuilds. We do a lot of behind the scenes, a lot of posts as well on old projects, new projects. So yeah, follow us there for like an update before you get an update on YouTube. So yeah guys, we're going to end it there. Thanks a lot for watching. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe, and if you do subscribe, hit the bell icon as well. And stay safe guys, we'll see you in the next GTR video.